Right, let's see what we can get tonight. It's Friday, last session of the week. Friday night, last Tokyo session of this week. We are looking to see if we can push down before pushing up. We don't have to push down though, so keeping that in mind. Hourly and 4 hour, looking to go higher. Currently, the day is going to go down, but we can currently try and get up to maybe here, immediate rebalance to continue down. So we are just looking to see if we can do that, if it's possible, but right now I'm trying to see if we can go down, which is starting to look good to go down. We have swept those highs. Could actually just look at the midpoint of this candle if we close it nicely. Maybe a bit deeper, and we can try and take that down to our target. So maybe something like this here, and we would only have to get to around here. I think I am going to try this here. First trade of this session. Yeah, 15 minute looks like it can continue down here. So I don't mind trying this here. Straight to our target, which is here, so it's not too far. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's a good attempt, considering we didn't close those highs. We did close this high here. I'm also looking at this swing. Maybe I should have been looking at that. Could have been something to look at. Great, it's nice to see we're in the exact same position. Didn't go down 1R, but it was close enough. But we've been in this for so long now. So we go break even here. Is there even a point? You know, it's based on my rules though, so guess we're gonna break even. That was the most perfect trade I've done in such a long time. The fact I just sat in that with a plain face for that long and didn't move it, I couldn't be any prouder of myself. I just sat there, let it go sideways, didn't move it, didn't even say a word, and just took the profit. Didn't do anything stupid, didn't go break even until it was time. Simply traded, accepted the outcome, didn't sit there looking at lower time frames. Oh, we closed this, we should go break even, whatever. We just let it do its thing. And that was it. And that's how it should be. We trusted where we got in was good. We took it. We got our take profit. We move on to the next one. Simple as that. There's nothing else we can say. That was a great trade. Continue. I'm so glad that I was able to do everything I wanted to do in that trade right there. And that's what I need to do every single time. And this is coming from me. But I make money, but I still have issues that I'm trying to fix. There's so many flaws about what I do, but that trade is exactly what I want to be doing every single time. Take the trade, get out exactly where you need to. No in between. Because we do have a re-entry coming up now, if it wants to give it to us. We don't need to close this. I would like to see it coming down to close it. That's the 15-second. Could get a re-entry here. That would be the next trade opportunity right there. If it wants to give it to us. We will do the exact same thing we just did. Because we're not going to take a trade and just run. We're not going to limit ourselves. We're going to keep taking trades that are good. We're not moving it. We're taking profits. Not getting chopped up. And we're going to keep doing that. Okay, so that's no longer on the table right now. 5 minutes. Good hammer to go higher. How did the 15-minute close? 15-minute didn't close too bad. Still think we're going to go lower. Could do one less contract and have our stop loss up here and target here. That's another possibility. Instead of trying to get here, we have a stop loss up here. This is one where I'd go break even a bit earlier, being this low. We're actually almost at that low on Trading View. I don't know why it's nowhere near on Top Step. Oh, sorry, on Capital. I'm on Capital because it's more up to date. I like to have it on the side so I can see both. We're actually almost at the low. It's almost like if we test around here, we'll be at that low. So if we was to get there, that's where I would go break even. Don't know why it's so off right now. This is exactly what I want to do. I'm saying this why I'm in the trade. No emotion. I want to go break even once we get to that point. Because that's exactly where it is. And we're there anyway now, so now it's run or die, I guess. Free trade. If it goes to the take profit, it comes back up. I don't want to keep going with the in-between. I want to trail for 0.2 on. I don't want to break even too early. I want to trowel when it's actually a good trowel, which for me would be top of this 1 minute candle if we get to around here, which we are around there now. And it's to target. Great, 2 great trades. Oh, wonder why, because you're doing exactly what you want to do. Great trading. Honestly, great trading. I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier with that performance in both of those trades. Continuation play and the first play. Literally what I always say. Get the first trade, get the re-entry trade. Boom, both of them. What does the 5-minute time frame say? Down. What does the 15-minute say? Down. Hourly, we want it to momentarily go down. 30-minute momentarily go down. So, how are we going to get down to those levels? Closing lows, moving further down. It's the simplest thing. It's the simplest thing. Honestly, like over the moon. It's the thing is, it's like it's not even anything to write home about. I get wins all the time. It's just how I didn't do anything I didn't want to do in both of those. I think when you get sick of something for such a long time and you finally just do it, there's no better feeling than just doing it. And the thing is as well, I would have been the exact same if I lost both trades. Because I did exactly what I wanted to do. And I didn't throw a hissy fit. Now, can we get any other re-entries? So we didn't close this until now. So we're coming up to test this range that we didn't close until that second TP we just got here. So we're now coming up to retest. Could we look for a re-entry here and have our stop loss? Because the thing is, I want to be smart as well. I need to stop having too small a stop loss to where I want to go break even so fast, and in between. So we'd only have to get to here if I was to have that small stop loss. But I want a bit of a bigger one if I was to go for this. Potentially around... Well, we've already tested this now. But we could go for a double sweep. So we could look at something like that. And it would have to go down to this low. This trade here is the only trade I'm going to take a bit slow with the current framework of how things are setting up. Because if this candle closes up, that's a great look to go higher. Don't want to get in too prematurely. If anything, I would rather close this. We come up, I get the re-entry there. That's going to be the better trade. It's fine if this one goes down and wins. I missed out on that. That's fine. I'd rather have a better confirmation trade because of how this last 5-minute candle was set up, how this 15-minute candle was setting up. This looks good to go down still. But with that candle closing like this, I would rather wait for more confirmation closing this here. Just gonna make sure there's no news coming up. No, there's not news until 1:30. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You're seeing the direction change. You flip down. You know, you flip down. You've essentially come into the bottom part of this range here. You're kind of setting up to go higher on the 5 minute, the first orange candle in a while after retesting this. Okay, so two things to notice. Yeah, we closed the interior range, but we tested down exteriorly. Do I want to try that straight up, or would I rather wait for confirmation to say we're continuing down? I would rather wait for the confirmation to continue down, because we was about to take an interior trade of an exterior move. Exteriorly, I think we're going higher. Interiorly, I think we're going down. So once we close that interior target, I want that confirmation. I want to close that. Tell me we're not going higher, and then get the re-entry. Not get it off of it straight away. Would I get into it now? No, because nothing's changed. What's changed? Nothing. Nothing has changed. I guess you can say you swept this, but I mean, you've already closed the low. So why does it matter if you swept this? This low's been closed. I'd rather just wait that. I'd wait this one out. It's looking fantastic to go down. Absolutely. But I'm not going to get in right now. It's too early for me. Let's wait for this to go. Wait for the re-entry, and then we can get in. Trade is going well so far. Let's see where we would go break even. Break even essentially near this low. TP is just underneath this low. A bit further underneath in the low. I'd be expecting this exact push up. This is why we don't go break even so fast. We expect to push up. Why? We'll look at the 15-second. What have we done? I don't even have to go into the 15-second time frame to realize there's a range here that we can retest up into. Boom, we've tested up. So you have two things you can do. You go break even here or stick to your rules. What am I going to do? From now on, I'm going to stick to my rules. I wouldn't go break even until here still. You can go break even here. Absolutely. Because essentially if you sweep this, you can close this. That's logical. Maybe I would actually think about that. Sound a bit contradicting there, but when you have a rule, you need how do you say that word? Modifications on certain rules, certain points, you know? Yeah, break even at 1R when it's available to. Okay, we've gone sideways, we've tested up, we've swept this range. Oh, okay, if we swept this range, we're gonna close this. What does that mean? If we're closing this, our next target's here. So we're basically just forfeiting profits for no reason. So yeah, I would go break even here. I would alter my rule at that point. Not straight away. Not in this scenario before these candles were printed. Nothing's happened. I'm not going to go break even just because we went this far down. No, because we can test up. Once we've tested up, yeah, I can go break even. What would stop me from going break even in this range if we test down to here would just be closing this on the 15-second. If we close that, we can test up again, meaning I'm going to get break even and it's going to go down. We sweep it, I can go break even. So let's see how that plays out, right? That'd be a really nasty sweep if it did come up with that look, with a hammer candle. So I'd go break even right now. I'd be break even. If we close it, I'd move it away again. That would be fine for me. Notice something. There is an interior range we just closed. We're testing up into here, so we can still push down to here, which would close this, meaning we'd have to move our break even back up here. Break even when necessary. Once it's safe to go back to negative. There's a lot of things that go into every different scenario. So if we get to my 1R, I'd be break even anyway, because that's fixed. That's fixed. If we get to 1R, regardless, we're break even. But we can go break even faster if it says we can. Once we've assessed the situation again, you know, we said we won't go break even if we close here because we can test up to here again. Okay, that's all well and good, but if we've already got to our 1R, we'll go break even. That's a definite rule. 1R break even. Doesn't matter, just 1R break even. Free trade at that point. Either get an extra 0.5 on top of that, or we get break even. This looks great to go to the target. We're not at that 1R yet, by the way, so wouldn't we break even? Because we can still test up. Sounds silly, because of how far down it's gone that close, but it can test up, and we've not hit our fixed rule. It can go as high as here. Everything's setting up to go lower, you know, so yeah, you could go break even, coming this close. We can still test up. We're edging that 1R. We've hit that 1R now, so I'd be break even, regardless here. So if this trade wins, that would have been 3 to 3. But like I said, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. There was, in that point in time, there was a great look to go higher. We see this candle perfect, but it's already over by then. It's already continued down. When did this candle stop printing? Here. We didn't test back up to where I would even get in anyway. So there's nothing I've missed out on here. This was a good idea. Aggressive. It was a good idea though. TP would be there. 35 points. Or $35 in price action, sorry. 140 points. That's something that would be pretty annoying. If I was in this, we get that hammer there, and that went straight back up to 1R. Sorry, break even. That would be really upsetting. But that's trading. That's trading. You gotta get used to it. Or you're not gonna grow. You gotta take every single setup, be uncomfortable in it. Watch it go sideways. Watch it come up to your stop loss. Watch it edge your take profit. Everything just has to be robotic. Yeah, it's annoying, of course. Happens to everyone. Every single soul who trades happens to. It's not just you. We all go through this mind-boggling price action of, oh, we should come down to here. Doesn't, goes high, goes down. You go break even. It gets you break even, goes down to your target. Next time you get in, it goes, you don't go break even, goes to your stop loss. You feel like you can't win. It's because you're not sticking to anything. You're doing something different every time. Of course you're not going to win. Every single situation is different. Every way you get in a trade, you're treating it different than the last. Meaning, every single trade, yeah, it's gonna be a different outcome anyway. Because trading, you can have the same trade 10 times, you have 10 different outcomes. But what you can keep the same is the way you approach it, the way you manage the trade, and that's where you're going to come out on top. Because you're doing the same thing every single time, not something different every single time. When you do something different every time, you're going to have so many different outcomes on top of how many different outcomes you can get in trading. But if you're essentially in control of one side, well, in my opinion, that's 50% more odds that you're going to win over always doing something different and essentially the market having all control over you. So that's that really. Yeah, this would be annoying, 100%. Looks like we might get break even here if we was in it. Missed us, which is a shame. I know I'd be around here, so I would have got break even there. That would have been pretty upsetting. But who cares? That's it. What can you do? It's coming up to a Tokyo session now, so most likely not going to get another trade for a while. Do I log off and leave it as that on a good note? I can do, definitely. But there's no reason for me to log off really. Until there's nothing. We're in the middle of nowhere, right? We've got a trade, we can log off. But that just limits yourself. If you're mentally still there, you're not trading bad, why am I just going to log off? If there's going to be more opportunities, I'm going to stay on. I'm trading well. I'm not overthinking anything. I'm getting in. I'm doing what I want to do. There's no impulsiveness. I don't really get impulsive thoughts anyway, but you know, that's still something that I want to point out there. If you feel impulsive to do something, it's probably a good sign to just click this, lock out for the rest of the day. There's that Tokyo session just opened. Would like to see it continue down. Swept this, so essentially we can break up as well. Most likely will. I wouldn't have actually said no to trying this, right, if we closed this candle closes exactly how it's about to close, with that big wick up and a small body there, especially if it's a distribution body, a black candle. I'd have tried straight off of that, stop us at the high there. If we closed that, we didn't close that. So if we've not closed that, direction's up. Why I'm going to take a short, just because we got a distribution candle with a big wick. We would have got smoked straight away as well, if that did happen. So, maybe we've already satisfied the move down. It's definitely looking that way. Close this high. That's what I was looking for. We close this hourly high, we can move down. $4 needs to move up. Where's the highest fair value gap? Right here. So maybe it just goes here as well. That's something else to look at. It might just go to here before we flip down. So anyway, with my current rules, it's 1 loss. I'm up 2 winning trades. I'm up just over 3R because I think one of those trades closed a bit aggressively, so it got me out for a bit more. So 1 loss, we're off. Another win, the next trade I do, if I so please, to get another trade if there's one available, we will try and let that one run, see if we can get more out of it. Break-evens are not seen as anything unless we get 2 in a row. At this point, 2 break-evens after my 2 wins means I log off. We get 1 loss as well, we log off. We get a win, and then the next trade is the win as well, regardless how far it went, we log off. So kind of a maximum of 4 in the winning department and the break-even department, I guess. 2 wins, 2 break-evens, log off. 2 wins, 1 loss, log off. The only time I will allow myself to lose twice now is going to be straight off the bat. We take 2 losses, we're off. We take 1 win, 1 loss, up 0.5. Yeah, I would still trade. Definitely. So, I guess we get 1 win, we can still be prone to 2 losses. After that, we get 2 wins, 1 loss. Because at that point, we're up 2R, right? So just leave it as that. Right, so my opinion, a bit choppy there. Sweeping one side, sweeping the other side. Reason to just stay out of that. And plus, obviously, the market just opened for the Tokyo session, so that's going to be the biggest reason to stay out of it if you're not already in something. The only time you'd ever see me in an open is if I'm already in it. If I'm in it like 12:54, 12:53, 12:52, I would, yeah, I would let it try and run, I'll be in it, but I'm not getting in anything from around 1 to 1:15, I'd say at the very least. Give it that time to mature, find its direction, then get in. Let that first 15-minute candle close. After that, and then we can look at entries, right? Because the first 15-minute candle is always a bit back and forth. For New York session, it's normally the first 4 to 8 candles are back and forth. Sometimes. Maybe today's session wasn't like that. No, it kind of was, yeah. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wasn't really until the 5th one until we found a direction. Anyway, we're staying below that daily gap, I'm noticing. That's what's holding us down. I didn't realize that was the the New York highs there as well. So that could have been a good trade if we closed the low and then moved higher. For example, we closed here, and this was the New York high, and we tested back up there, rejected. We also have the London. Let me go on TradingView so I know exactly what I'm looking at here. Okay, so London low is actually one candle higher than New York low, which is kind of funny because the session closes 4:30 right here, and then that's New York low. So the 2 session lows are here, which is kind of the onset target if we continue down. And full well can flip here and not go down here. It doesn't have to seek these lows. That would be nice though if it did. What can I look at here? Momentarily, we close this low. This is the daily low so far, so we can have some resistance here. We close this. Definitely some longs available to retest up here. Remember though, I don't want to get into that first candle closes, so we still have 6 minutes. And I'm not going to get in for that anyway. I think we're going lower, so why am I going to take a long right now? Oh, okay, so those trades were, just go back, I don't want to tip me on horn here, but I think those trades were perfect. Generally, like really good. I think we got out at the perfect time both times. Exactly what you should be doing. I'm not trying to hold it to the bottom. How often does it just rip down? Near enough never, but we always try and get it. We never do. And this is coming from me. I've done tens of thousands of trades at this point. There used to be days where I do 50 to 100 trades. So yeah, I've 100% done tens and thousands of trades. And how many times do I ever get boomers all the way up? Probably in my time about 100 times out of that many trades is outrageous. So why even try? Might as well just go play the lottery. You got the same odds. It's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen, but we still try every time. Hopefully we get the winning numbers. We're not gonna. The odds are so slim. The odds are so slim it's just gonna rip down, but we're still gonna try. For no reason. Just make it hard for ourselves to get profits. Why not? We got all the time in the world, right? Not really, but sure. So yeah, just taking that profit, coming up, taking that profit wherever it was. I think it might have been a bit further, but just taking the profit. Same thing. If I was in that trade and it got to where I want, just take the profit. Don't let them run. Let them run when you're in a position to let them run. You know. And the thing is, I don't need. If I don't want to, I don't need that last trade to run. I can just get out for 1.5R. There's nothing saying I can't. But you're in the point where you got the option to at that point. Not the first trade, not the second trade. Once you've got the profit, try and let it run. Yeah, sure, why not? Play the lottery when you've got the money to spare, I guess. You know? But consistency is key. Luck isn't something you can control. Consistency is. That's why everyone who just impulsively enters wins once or twice, and before you know it, they're at break even, negatives, blown an account onto the new account, blown that one. Consistency is just key. You have to do the same thing thousands of times before you can stick to it, and that's just what you got to get to. Not luck. Luck's never going to get you there. Luck would be me entering this trade right now in the middle of nowhere and then it going down, get me out for profit before it goes up to my stop loss. That's luck because we're just trading impulsively in the middle of nowhere. Nothing to go off of, just getting in. Luck's it continuing up and just getting in. Luck's 2 candles up and FOMOing. So, what's happening? We've got 1 minute on that candle. I would have liked to close this, to be honest. That would have been nice. Even on the 5 minute at least, but we didn't. I would most likely, what would I do here with a session? If we come all the way up, probably this Tokyo high, I'm just going to log off because I do think we'll just rock it up. I don't think we'll come back down. Plus by then it might be 30 to 40 minutes later. Vice versa, if we come down to here, don't hold anything and continue ripping down. Let's say we get, let me just put a line in here to where if we go this far down, it's gone. Which is probably just going to be here. I think if we get around here, we don't hold anything, I'll just log off. Unless it's a big wick, you know, big wick, body, hammer candle up. I mean, it's a big stop loss, but you get the point. If it's something like that, then yeah, we'll stick around. But if it's straight down, our little luck was on our side there, because we got in off of nothing, and it went down to our take profit. But anyway, right now, I'm gonna leave for 15 minutes or so, just because we're in the middle of nowhere, and then I'll be back. Hopefully there's something by then. Okay, we just got back right now. I just saw this, thought that would have been a good idea. Which it would have been. It would have went straight to target. I was already. I literally just sat down when his candle was already up here, but I saw this. The closure of these levels, holding above where we realistically shouldn't be holding if we're going to go lower. Coming back down, getting but essentially sweeping these lows here, double sweep really, and just taking it up. That would have been straight to TP as well, but wasn't here. Can't really say if I was going to take that anyway with the current framework, but that was definitely a good trade though. Definitely. I left at a good time. We just went sideways forever. But I'm thinking about calling it there if we're not gonna expand in any direction. Because realistically, like, even though we came up here, what have we done in the last, 30 minutes? Sorry, I was just reading a notification. That came through on my PC though. 32 minutes it's been since we've not really done much at all. What I would want to see, close, create a new high, come down, here's the long, there's the long opportunity, confirm the direction, come up here, and then go for the long. Looks like we might actually be able to do that pretty soon as well, which would be nice. The 15-minute time frame saying, yeah, that would look really nice. Failing to close this low that many times, even on the 5-minute. Closing that 15-minute candle a bit higher here, around here. Next candle digs into that around the 1 minute order block, 5 minutes a bit higher. How would that look on the 15? That would look good. Yeah. This next candle opens, comes down to here to come higher. First target on the 15 here and here. So yeah, I mean that would look pretty good. Something like this, just back up to around now, and that would be the trade for sure. Yeah, I'd look at that. So if we close this, we retest down. Another thing I'm going to do here, if we close this and don't retest down, and we test into this higher, I'm going to call it for the day. So it's the last, if this does stay around this range, there will be a couple more opportunities, I'm sure, but if we come up to here, don't test anything down, then yeah, I'll just leave it as that. But until then, I'm definitely just gonna pause it and I'll come back if we do come up to here. I'm most likely gonna leave it here in a sec. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here now. We've had a good run, two good trades. I've not really been here. I can find myself slipping, getting distracted. So, what would be the best thing to do right now? Just simply leave it as that. I was waiting for this to close. We didn't close. It came down. We held where I wanted to hold anyway. Now we close this. It's kind of looked a bit choppy. Yeah, we can come back down. Is it realistically gonna come back down? Most likely not. We'll probably just hold this range. Maybe we hold as high as there because realistically this is the order block for this range here. So we can just hold there and continue up. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it there. Great trading. I hope next week goes the exact same. Just take and trade, letting it do its thing. 1, 2, 3 trades, 4 trades, whatever. Just stick to it every day. That's exactly what I want to do. So, yeah.